Morning, guys. Welcome to Words from a Friend podcast. I'm your host, Marty Curie, and this is the podcast that follows my book, Words from a Friend, a daily guide to a purposeful life. It's available at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. We're on a 365-day inner journey together, so happy and grateful to have you along. We're on day 179 of that journey, and today is life is all about relationships. Life is all about relationships, starting with, you guessed it, the one with ourself, the one with the most important relationship, truth. That's the foundation. Otherwise, our lives are built on sand, just from the advice and the good intentions maybe of others, but not the underlying foundation that we all need to build our house upon. That's very important. That's very important. We can choose to do that at any point in our life. We can choose to rebuild our house at any point in our lives. That's like our own resurrection. It really is. It's like us leaving that ego behind. It's an ego death. It's an ego death. It's allowing it. It's not like, oh, Jesus, that old self of mine, I'm not going to know who I am now. No, it's the better version of you. It's the next level. You're leveling up. We level up as growth-seeking beings. We level up, and when we get to we can get to our highest potential that way. It's an energetic thing, and energy and spirit are one and the same. So when you talk about energy, you're talking about like scientific terms, but spirit and energy are one and the same. So, spirit is not a religious thing. Spirit is truth. It's the truth of who we are. It's just truth, the natural truth. It is, that's our eternal force, our eternal self, and our eternal body is in this vessel, this solid feeling vessel. It's not really solid. It's just atoms and molecules all put together in solid form with the density and gravity and of this place that we're in. We can form solid things here, trees and everything around us. But if you get right down to it, on the quantum level, it's just a bunch of vibrating atoms and molecules. And what creates this world then? It is that God energy. It's the ether. It is God's will. God wanted 7 or 8 billion different vessels to house himself in, to experience life that many different ways. Okay, but that's only here. That's only here. So God is what we call God is just this vastness of unconditional love, and we're part of that family. And we're expressing right now, just for the short time called the human journey, as a human, having human experience, like a human play. It's like a big human play that we all get to rediscover ourselves as we grow and realize, ultimately, that if we bring our best selves to this play, we have a great personal journey, from here to there, from here back to home. And it was always meant to be fun, always meant to be great. But then people got the idea, well, if we use this thing called fear, we can keep people in control and downtrodden and in slavery, mental slavery, physical slavery, all the treachery of evil. All right. Well, you know what? We have the capacity of that in all of us. We have the capacity to go so low in this vessel that we can completely lose ourselves and lose touch with the reality that we are eternal beings of light. And that is your power. Just that knowing is your power. And then moving into that, you have to start it off as the mustard seed of faith, and then belief. And then from belief, you walk in that belief, and then you see the results of God's hand. You can see God's hand in everywhere in your life. And then okay, I get it now. I see your hand in my world. And when I walk with you, things are good. Things are certainly much more clear in knowing from the foundation up who I am, who I really am. And that's what I'm trying to bring to you every day, is that remembrance. That remembrance is the most important thing. That is a waking up to your most powerful self and your most calm, relaxed self, like you're not on the hamster wheel anymore. You're not on the hamster wheel. You're a divine essence, and you flow with that. And then you're just flowing with truth. And you can not be diverted from that, from all the nonsense we see on TV and all that other stuff. That's just the old play breaking apart from not being true. It's the old play breaking down. It's like, okay, guys, the curtain's been lifted. It was just terrible. And you nonsense causers, you evildoers. Oh, man alive. Yeah. Okay. The light is shining on that. And the light is rising in all of us. So we can leave it. We can leave it all behind as the garbage of the past. Like in the micro, what I'm teaching you every day, to leave the garbage in you. You leave the garbage in you, and that's one more of our lights that turns on in the grid of light and brings us all into that remembrance. One for all and all for one, like the Musketeers. That's what we're here to do. That's the ultimate paying it forward is going, hey, you're not who you thought you were. I wasn't either. You're playing a scared character. You're playing a scared character many times, or you're playing an arrogant character, thinking that this is just the God that's all that's here, instead of us all being that oneness, instead of us all being that, what Jesus taught you. I am that, you are that, we're all that. All that you see is that. So get over yourself, get over your little ego self, get over it. You're not better than anybody, and you're not lower than anybody. Okay. You're God's child, and walk like that, walk with that, and give that. If you're giving that, doors open, baby. Doors open. You watch those doors open when you're committed to walking in that. It's just because everybody remembers, okay, this is a trustworthy person. This person walks in integrity. This person does what they say they're going to do. They've become an example of it. They've become an example of the walk. Shh. Welcome aboard, I'd say. Welcome aboard. I know I can say something to you and it's going to be done. It's going to be done, right? Because it's you taking pride in your higher self, saying, okay. And you don't really take pride in it. It's just a knowing. Pride is a foolish thing. Pride is what we usually do for our ego. It's that ego pride. But then there's gratitude for the knowing is really what you're replacing that with. Gratitude, like, oh, thank God. I was in that trap so many times in my life, thought I was this, thought I was that, expressed myself this way and that way. And then ultimately it brought me to here. So all was necessary. All was necessary. So don't hate those former selves. Just love them into the story and say, that's where I was, and I honor that self for where I was and say, you know what? That self taught me to be where I am. Kicked me forward. And I couldn't take staying in that self. All right. So onward and upward. That's the motto. Oh God, I was making myself a protein shake this morning. My usual ingredients for the protein shake are the frozen blueberries, those 2-time the antioxidant ones you get in the market. They're great. Pour those in there. And then a nice banana, right? Then some vegan protein powder in there. And then some organic peanut butter in there. That's basically it. Mix that up. But if you leave out one of those items, it sucks. And I only was down to one banana. And my wife Jan was still sleeping. And I go, she's got a similar regimen that requires that banana. So I'm going to leave that one. I don't feel like going to the store. I'm just like, I just want my shake. I'm going to drink this second-rate shake this morning. And I go, no, God, no. And then, bing. Oh, yeah. What am I going to replace that banana with? What do I have? Oh, yeah. I went to the Snowman yesterday and got some of their banana ice cream. Nice scoop of banana ice cream in there instead of that banana. Man, breakfast of champions. Breakfast of champions. Banana happens to be our special this week. A little commercial. Banana ice cream. I love banana ice cream. Man, there was this place called Moxie's. Well, still there's a Moxie's, but when I was growing up in North Troy, there was a little hut in North Troy called Moxie's, and it was just a bike ride away from our house. And we all go down there for hot dogs and ice cream, and he had banana ice cream. I go, oh man, it's the only place I ever saw it. So, but if you want something, it's down there at the Snowman this week. But anyway, it was not a bad alternative. My buddy Jimmy, he grew up in a, Italian household, and it was riot. It's just like Everybody Loves Raymond in there. And he comes home one day from Old Daly, and his mom is in the kitchen, and his father, Fran, his nickname was Pork Chop, was laying on the couch watching his favorite show, Bonanza. And he's on a diet. He's telling him, I'm on a diet. Well, what's mom doing in there? She's making my Slim Fast shake. I'm on Slim Fast. So he goes in and he says, my mother's got her glasses on the end of the nose like she's a chemist. And she sees she's putting in the Slim Fast in the blender. And then he sees her walk over to the freezer and get out the half-gallon of ice cream, much like what I'm talking about. And she's scooping 2 big fat scoops of vanilla ice cream in his shake, his Slim Fast shake. And he goes, Ma, what on earth are you doing? It's the only way he'll drink it. She slams her Italian hand on the table and yells out, it's the only way he'll drink it. He starts dying. He goes, Ma, you're killing him. Only one of 1,000 great stories from Jimmy's upbringing. I always tell him he should just go on stage and tell his top 10 family stories, and he'd be a legend in the comedy world. But I digress. And that is what today is all about. Life is all about relationships. And you can see through the funny play. You got to see the play as it is. You know, you can't take everything so seriously. It's like people are drinking Slim Fast shakes with ice cream. And I'm like, fine, I'm going to give it a whirl. And it wasn't bad. I'm not a hater. So that's the importance of it. That's the importance of all your relationships, that when you glean the gold out of them and you bring your best to them, that is the best stuff on earth. It's us bouncing truth off of each other in the highest regard for each other, in the highest regard for what is ultimately what's most important in every relationship is that loving essence and, you know, forgiveness when we fall off, because we all fall off, and forgiveness for when we're assholes, because we can all be assholes. All right. So that is the ultimate freedom for yourself as well. So that's how you can have long-term relationships, is that, you have to learn to process the crap out. You got to learn to weed the crap out, or else that'll stay in there, and that becomes the, I'm still in here and I can still cause a lot of trouble, So you're weeding that out. You're constantly having more ego deaths, where it's just like, I see what you're doing now in me. I see what I'm doing to myself. I will do that no more. I will do that no more. No. Love is the foundation of this house that I live in. And love will be what I fill it with. And when I fall off, I have forgiveness and apology to keep me there and get me back there quickly. And that's how we do it. All right. That's how we keep our relationships gold, the gold that they are. Okay. And the ones that are not that, those are part of the weeding. Those are part of the weeding. And then we're seeding for ourselves. It's loving ourselves probably for the first time and saying, nope, my first order of business is my relationship with myself, my higher self. And from there, I improve. And from there, I resonate differently. And from there, I attract what's held in that vibration, higher quality, higher integrity. Other people with that same thing, that they want that integrity as well. They want the truth. They want honesty. They want honesty in relationship. They want honesty in conversation. They want honesty in focus of where we're all headed, and doing good things for this world we're in, and leaving behind good things for others to follow. Okay, that's the best relationship you have with God, because that's just what God does for us. It's like, okay, you're walking in that spirit. You're walking with that spirit. All right, that Holy Spirit. It's whole. The Holy Spirit is whole, WHOLE. It's whole. It recognizes that I'm human. I recognize that, and I can stumble bum, and I can do all that if I'm listening to my lower self, and I can get myself in trouble, and I can screw up relationships with that old beliefs, old wounds, old habits, and it's time. It's like you never do a spring cleaning in your house, where it's just like you're getting rid of old shit that you've had on, and you don't ever even look at it, and your whole house is clean. You open the windows up, and it's just different. The atmosphere in that house is different. Cleaned, every corner out is done. Like it's like some of my OCD friends. It's 2 of them that bought my old house, if you're listening. Well, I married one too, so she's a lot cleaner than I would be. But that's what I'm saying. You clean that out and you feel like expansive in that space. Well, it's the same thing in the inner work, my friends. It's the same thing with the inner work. You clean this house out of all that shit that you used to believe about yourself, all old beliefs you've had about other people, and because you didn't really feel like realizing that they have those hurts too, and they too are working from coping mechanisms and wounds rather than their heart space. They weren't taught. They don't know. And if they do know, they're choosing the opposite unconsciously many times just because it's what's comfortable to stay in rather than trying to break free from old ways. Okay, breaking free from old ways is just a constant recognition that you are not that, and you're not meant to be that. You're meant to flourish, and you're meant to shine, because that's where you come from. Nothing but flourishment and shine where we come from. Okay, so the CTA today. Did I finish this one? Okay, let me give that here. This is the art of paying. She says, did I read any of it? The more you intentionally seek to create a great relationship with everyone who crosses your earthly path, the more connected you become in the whole, and the more opportunities will come to you. Become a magnet for them. Why? Because your truth, you're walking in it. It's light. It feels great. It's like walking into a nice warm room from a cold winter's day. That's what it's like. That's how your energy feels. So other people will want to be around that. And you gotta guard that energy too. You gotta guard it and say, you know what? I'm happy to hear it, to teach, but you have it. So you need to garner it in yourself. It's the gift for you. I'm doing this for myself. You need to do it for yourself so that you're your own gift to yourself. That's how you become a beneficial presence in the world. And that's all that we're here to do anyway. So if you're looking for your purpose, that's it. Be beneficial and watch your life change. All right, not people over people pleasing, but just being. You'll know. What would Jesus do here? What would love do? That's the question. What would love do? Because otherwise, if you don't ask that question first, you're going on your default system. And guess what that is? The fear-based mindset that we've all been trained in. It's low, defeat, and it just reacts from old stuff. Sometimes that could be good because you've been taught some good stuff, but on balance, seek and knock on those doors inside, and they will be opened unto you. And guess what's in them? The better way forward. This is the art of paying it forward. It's the raising of all ships, not just your own. Your relationship with yourself is of the utmost importance. You must become your own best friend, love yourself completely, and honor your higher self as the most important relationship of all. Your higher self and God are one and the same. Your higher self and God are one and the same. It's your individual cup of the ocean we talk about every day. So you're thinking and acting and moving from that space. You cannot get it wrong. It is just you're walking in that beautiful energy that God told us we all have. Okay? We all have. So don't discount it. Don't discard it. In fact, that's exactly what you need to discard, the stuff that isn't that and tells you you're not that. That's the great lie. That's the great lie. Okay? Your connection to spirit is your connection to your power from home. And, your own spirit, your own connecting to the larger version, which is God, which is the ocean, is the larger version of, if I put a bucket into the ocean, there, the smaller version. Same thing as you are to God. Same ocean, same water, same stuff in there. All right? So we all have it, but we don't all utilize it in our daily lives as the most practical and successful way of living. Spirituality is the most practical way of living. Practical spirituality is just being a great human, and a good one, a kind one that is there with a helpful hand, right? So that's it. This is the first relationship to concentrate on, your inner light. The more you use it, the more you'll have to give. And this is that cup that overflows. The more you use it, the more it naturally fills up and overflows. Guess who's filling it, who's refilling it as you're using it? God's going, it's endless. Just keep spreading that love. Here's some more of it. There. That is your power. Discard no longer fits that, but no longer serves that. And you rise. You rise like the phoenix from the ashes of that old ego of yours, that ego death. Let it go. It's just an old snake skin that's got to peel off you so that you can be the new self. You know, it's fine. Kiss it goodbye. Okay, this is the first relationship you concentrate on, your inner light. Your life expands and your sphere of influence expands. It's how it works. It works for all of us. It works for all of us. You know, I'm not teaching you some magic here that you don't already have. You're already it. You're already it. Wake up to it. This is the eye that you open. This one, it's connected to this. These two things together. It's a great path, my friend. It's a great path. Don't get distracted from it. The distractions are meant there for you to trip yourself up. Laugh at them. Laugh at them and walk on, my friend. Walk on in that beautiful light of yours. CTA today. Today's practice is in the art of living and in sharing your light. You make your life an art form. That's when you move into creative mode, from ego mode to creative. You realize you're the artist and the art and the expression. You're the expression. Now, when you express that innermost chamber of yours that you've been protecting with this grumpy outer self to keep everybody away, well, there you go. All of a sudden, shing, that just happens naturally. It's a natural occurrence inside. It's a natural rising, and you'll know it. You'll feel it, and you'll want to share it. That's the natural part of it. That's the natural paying it forward. It's like you want everybody to know that. You go, why would I keep that in here? No way. You know, you want your kids to know it. You want your spouse to know it so you can both live happily in it. That's God's love. Oh, all right? I'm not some big preacher of anything. I'm no preacher. I'm just somebody that found the truth of who I am and who you are. And I want to share it with you so that you too can feel what it's like to remember yourself. Okay? That's the journey. That's the ultimate goal. You wake up too. You spread that light. Other lights awaken. We change the world. How it was always supposed to be. We are that. We are that Christ consciousness. We are that love coming together. Don't let anybody tell you any different. And don't listen to the ones that are telling you any different. They're just trying to pull you back down into the old way. This is like Escape from New York. You got to be Snake Plissken. Once you're on the other side, you blow that bridge up. You're not going back. Burn the bridges, baby. That's when you do burn to old selves that no longer serve you. You can burn those ones, okay? But the relationships, do your best to keep those in nice, good energy, all right? Keep the vibe strong. Keep your light strong. It's what we need most right now, all right? So go out and you know what to do today. I don't have to explain it anymore, do I? Put some banana ice cream in your protein shake today and have a great day. See you tomorrow.